Most people, when they think about the origins of economic thought, jump straight to Adam Smith, Karl Marx, or maybe Aristotle if they were paying attention in school. But there's a quieter truth hiding in the medieval world, one Western history rarely teaches. Nearly 1,000 years ago, long before capitalism, stock markets, or central banks, a Muslim scholar issued a warning that still echoes through every financial crisis today. He said that when money loses its moral compass, societies don't just struggle, they rot from the inside out. And judging by the world we live in now, he may have understood us far better than we think. Welcome to The Financial Historian, where money, power, and history collide, and nothing is ever as simple as it looks. To understand Al-Ghazali, one of the most influential thinkers of the Islamic Golden Age, you have to imagine a world that feels both familiar and strangely foreign. It's around the year 1100. Europe is fragmented and poor, still crawling out of the wreckage of the early Middle Ages. Meanwhile, the Islamic world stretches from Spain to Persia, filled with wealthy, crowded, sophisticated cities. Baghdad, Damascus, Cairo. These are not backwaters, but financial and intellectual powerhouses. Trade routes pulse with caravans carrying silk, spices, textiles, and silver. Markets buzz with activity. Scholars debate philosophy, law, medicine, and astronomy. Wealth is flowing, commerce is booming, and society is changing faster than anyone can fully understand. And in the middle of all this stands Hamid Al-Ghazali, part philosopher, part jurist, part theologian, and a sharp-eyed critic of the world around him. He was the kind of thinker who could explain the purpose of the soul and the purpose of money in the same breath. Born in 1058 in Persia, Al-Ghazali rose quickly through the intellectual ranks, earning one of the most prestigious teaching positions in the Islamic world by his mid-30s. But what made him extraordinary wasn't his status. It was his refusal to accept what everyone else took for granted. He looked at a society growing richer by the day and felt that something was deeply wrong. Wealth was increasing, markets were expanding, yet meaning was slipping away. The economy looked healthy on the surface, but beneath it, something was decaying. You don't have to stretch your imagination to see the modern parallel. Al-Ghazali asked a question few dared to ask. What happens when a civilization gets rich faster? Then it gets wise. To answer that, he turned his attention to money itself. This is where most modern audiences are surprised. Al-Ghazali wasn't just a religious thinker. He was one of the earliest philosophers to analyze money in moral and systemic terms. Where later economists would focus on numbers and formulas, he focused on behavior, trust, incentives, and the soul of society. To him, money was never meant to be worshipped, hoarded, or used as a symbol of superiority. It was a tool, nothing more, a facilitator of exchange. He compared money to a mirror. A mirror has no value on its own, only in what it reflects. Money, he argued, is the same. Its power lies not in gold or silver, but in what it allows people to trade, build, and create together. From that foundation came one of his most powerful insights. Hoarded money is dead money. Wealth locked away in chests, hidden in rooms, or buried in the ground wasn't just useless, it was socially destructive. Money that doesn't circulate doesn't pay workers, doesn't support trade, doesn't keep families afloat. It freezes the bloodstream of society. And this wasn't just a moral complaint, it was a systemic warning. When the wealthy hoard, scarcity is created not because resources are gone, but because circulation is blocked, prices distort, markets fracture, and ordinary people suffer. From there, Al-Ghazali moved to another dangerous force, speculation. He had no respect for merchants who manipulated prices, created artificial shortages, or profited from crises. To him, this wasn't clever strategy, it was corruption, profit without contribution. And corruption, he believed, spreads like a disease. Once it enters the market, it infects institutions, erodes trust, and eventually poisons the entire society. It's hard not to hear modern echoes in his words. Financial bubbles, crisis profiteering, predatory systems, written 9 centuries before our time. Yet Al-Ghazali was not anti-profit or anti-market. He believed trade was natural, necessary, even noble. His real enemy was dishonesty, cheating, false weights, hidden defects, manipulated information. He understood something modern economics would formalize much later, that markets only work when people trust each other. Once trust collapses, the economy collapses with it. He also placed enormous value on labor, arguing that work was dignified while unearned wealth was dangerous. Money earned through effort built society. Money gained through manipulation hollowed.